What's up everybody? Welcome back or to the channel. So today's video is going to be a very quick one. We're going to be unboxing and doing a quick review on a new cheaper set of fuel and oil filters for the Ram Cummins. Now let me just start off by saying this. I typically always use the Mopar filter kit where you get the 2 fuel filters and the oil filter. You get all 3 in a kit, and I've been buying that every year for the past few years. However, in today's crazy political, ridiculous world where everything costs an arm and a leg, so I went online and I looked up the Mopar kit. It is now almost $200, and I'll put a picture here of what Amazon's charging right now. That is ridiculous. So again, I'm not paying almost $400 in filters. That's just crazy to me. And then on top of that, I have to buy the oil. So what was crazy about that is I typically always get the Rotella T6 diesel engine oil from Walmart, and the shelves are empty everywhere at all of my local Walmarts. So I ended up having to buy the T6 Rotella diesel oil on Walmart's website and have it shipped in. Not that big of a deal. It was about $1 or $2 more than I typically pay, but the oil wasn't that big of a deal. The filters were killing me. So I started doing some research online, searching new filters, looking at the generic ones on eBay and all these different ones. I finally came across a kit that's supposed to be the generic version of the Mopar filter kit. I already assumed that these filters probably came from China. At this point, I'm desperate. I'm not paying $400 for filters because I have 2 diesel trucks. I'm not going to do it. So I ended up reading the reviews. A lot of people gave these generic filters very good reviews. And the worst thing a couple people said about this kit was that the rubber gaskets weren't that great and they leaked a little bit. So I didn't really care about that because I figured if they didn't really work out, I'll just try to reuse the old gaskets if I could. So I went ahead and bought them. Now here's what's awesome. Remember, Mopar is charging $200 for this 3-pack of filters. This particular filter kit that I got on Amazon, $35. That is insane to me. That is awesome. That's way better than I ever expected. So I did go into this with an open mind, not expecting anything great. So the shipping took a little bit longer than expected, not a big deal. Both boxes showed up at my house. So I went ahead, opened the first box, inspected everything looked good, and I changed the oil and fuel filters on my red truck. And I gotta say, everything went perfectly fine. The little rubber gaskets, they fit perfectly fine. Everything was pretty much a spitting image of the Mopar ones. I had no issues installing them. I had no leaks. So at this point, I feel very confident about opening the next box and changing all the filters on my other truck. But before I do that, I just wanted to go in, open the box with you, show you the new filters compared to the old Mopar filters, and go over a couple things. But I'm telling you, I had no problem with these filters. They were super cheap and they saved me a ton of money and they worked out perfectly fine. So again, in today's crazy world where everything is ridiculously inflated, if you want to save a few bucks, I would definitely recommend checking these filters out, and I'll put a link in the description of this video. So without further ado, let's take a closer look. Okay, so here we are. So as you can see here, these are the old filters that I just took out of my wife's truck. Here's the dirty front fuel filter here and the original gasket. Here is the rear fuel filter here in the little O-ring. And then here is the Mopar oil filter. That's typically what I use in both of my trucks and I've been using for many years. But again, these 3 filters right now are running $200 on Amazon, which is insane to me. So again, I already went ahead and opened up the first 3 boxes, changed the fuel and oil filters in my wife's truck, which is over here. The red truck here, I got that all done. There are no leaks, everything installed perfectly fine. I had no issues with it. So let me go ahead and just roll a quick clip of me going over a couple of those filters that are on this truck. Let's roll it right now. So as you can see right there, that's where the front fuel filter goes. Everything fit perfectly fine. The new seals fit, everything hooked up, and I have no leaks. Let's come over here, you can see the new oil filter fit perfectly fine. I don't have any leaks. If we come under here, there's the new rear fuel filter there. Everything fit, all the seals fit, no leaks at all. Okay, so as you can see from that video, everything fit, everything worked, there's no leaks, and I'm happy with them. So let's go ahead and open up the new box and let's do a little bit of a side-by-side comparison. Okay, so we're back. So again, here's the brand new 3 gallons of the Rotella T6 that I like to use. Here are the brand new filters right here. That's the old filters right there. And there's the old dirty stuff here. And as you can see here, I had some oil dripping here when I had my wife's truck in here. But let's go ahead and just unbox this real quick. All right. Okay, so once you open up this box, everything's gonna be already boxed inside, just like that. Okay, comes with a set of rubber gloves, but I usually never use these because my hands are too big for them, and then I just poke a hole through them anyways. So I just use different gloves. So again, right here is the name of the brand. And again, I'll put the link in the description for these. And just full disclosure, it does say that they were made in China right here on the box. But as of right now, I really just don't care because I'm not paying $200 for these filters when I can get these 3 filters for 35 bucks. It's a great deal and they work perfectly for my other truck. And I am completely okay using a cheap brand of filters like this on my trucks just temporarily until this crazy inflated world figures itself out and the cost of these Mopar ones come back down. But I gotta say, if these ones hold up on my truck, I'll stick with these. I really don't care. At the end of the day, I'm trying to save money and keep my trucks running good. So if these particular filters work out perfectly fine, I'll just continue buying these. Again, why spend $200 on them just to have the Mopar name when you can get pretty much the same filters for 35 bucks? So there you go there. So let's go ahead and first open up the oil filter. So if you open up the oil filter here, okay, everything comes completely sealed. Sealed with plastic, top and bottom, everything's good to go, all right? So if we just go ahead and compare them side by side, they're pretty much identical. I actually like this one here because it has the little grooves at the bottom, which gives you something to grip, where the Mopar one, it's there, but very, very faint. You really can't grab them. Where this one here, you can actually get a good grip on that one. So this particular oil filter, perfectly fine for me. If we look at the top, okay, identical. I don't see any differences between the two. Everything looks perfectly fine. I really can't tell the difference between the two. And this one here fit perfectly fine on my truck. Let me show you something else. Let me just get and pop a hole through the top. I'll be installing this on my truck here in a few minutes. So I'm not going to be filming the install of these on my truck today because I already have a video posted on my YouTube channel of how to install these filters yourself. But I will put a link in the description of this video of that video if you want to see how to do this stuff yourself. But this is the oil filter opened up, okay? And here's one thing. I always use this when I'm taking the old oil filter out. And look at that. There it goes. This little oil filter grabber here that I got on Amazon. I use this all the time when I'm pulling the old oil filter out because it's in a really weird space. You have to kind of squeeze in there, thread this little handle on because you have to pick your oil filter up sideways as you pull it out of the engine bay area. So if you don't want to spill oil everywhere, I use one of these. I just got it on Amazon. But I just wanted to show you that it does fit nice and tight. So as far as the oil filter goes, perfectly fine with the oil filter. Okay. Let's go ahead and check out the rear fuel filter. Okay, same thing. Everything's already plastic wrapped and good to go. It does, once you open this, once you poke through this top hole here, there's a little bag inside, just like that. There's your new O-ring, okay? And then here's your filter. So let me go ahead and unwrap the rest of it. There you go here. So here's your new rear fuel filter. It looks identical to the Mopar one. Again, nothing's different. Looks perfectly fine. The threads all look good. Here's the bottom here. So again, I really can't tell the difference either way. The gaskets all seem fine. All the threads work fine. Perfectly good. I'm perfectly happy with it. Pretty much the same exact filter, just a lot cheaper. Let's go ahead and check out the front fuel filter. Okay, here's the front fuel filter. Again, everything's wrapped in plastic. Good to go. All right, let's go ahead, rip that plastic open. There you go. It's got your little plastic insert inside that kind of keeps all the fins from kind of bending and bowing. Perfectly fine there. Rubber gasket at the bottom. Top looks no different than before. everything looks good. Let's compare the old one. There you go there. Top, no different. Bottom, no different. Everything looks perfectly fine to me. It's got that oval insert inside that's the same way. So again, I'm perfectly happy with that one. If we go ahead and check out the O-ring, here's the new O-ring. Okay, I'll hold right here. That's the new O-ring. That's the old worn out O-ring. Again, they look to be about the same. You really can't tell the difference. So again, I'm perfectly happy with this set of filters. Again, I got this entire 3-piece set for $35. Now let me put this into perspective. The Rotella T6 was a little bit more money this time than it usually is. So again, I bought 6 gallons. So with tax, it was around $140, give or take, for 6 gallons. Then I bought 2 sets of these kits. These kits were $35 per kit. So that's about 70 bucks. So you take the $140 and the $70, I spent just over $200 on changing my oil and fuel filters on 2 diesel trucks. If I would have bought the new Mopar filters, 1 kit of those filters was $200. So if I would have had to buy 2 of those, that's $400 plus the 6 gallons, which would have been $140. So we're talking about $540 to change the oil and fuel filters on 2 trucks. I did it all for a little over 200 bucks. So let me just say this. I'm all about America. I would love to see more American-made products at more affordable prices available to all of us. But let's face the cold hard truth. The world's different nowadays. Everything that we typically use and enjoy on a regular basis is not all American made. I'm not really that upset to buy filters from China. I understand the world's in a crazy place right now. I understand there's a lot of people that probably wouldn't buy these filters just because they are coming from China. But hey, you do you. I'm trying to save money right now. And again, I would love to go back to the Mopar filters and keep everything OEM, but I'm not paying $200 for 3 filters when I can get the same thing for 35 bucks. So there's my 2 cents there. So all I am saying to you guys is if you're trying to save a few bucks, and let's face it, in today's crazy world where everything's inflated, we need to watch our money. We have to be smart about the money we're spending. I'm all about buying Mopar filters on a regular basis if this was a couple years ago. Nowadays, I would just say, hey, save the money, give these filters a try. If they work out for you, great. If for some reason you get an O-ring that leaks a little bit, just try to see if you can reuse one of your old O-rings. Just don't throw them out just yet. But overall, I'm really happy with them, and I will be installing these on my other diesel truck, which will buy me some time and get me into next year, which would be 2023. So if Mopar products come down much cheaper in 2023, then maybe I'll buy them. But if they're still $200 or more, and I could still get these at a much lower price, I'll just go with these again. So I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm honestly even considering buying 1 or 2 more kits of these just to have them in stock at my house so that over the next couple years, which we can all assume prices are only going to probably keep going up, I might just go ahead and buy a couple more sets of these and keep them in my house just so I can keep my fuel and oil filters changed in my trucks over the next few years and save a few bucks. So there you go, everybody. I hope this video helps some of you out. I'm just trying to help all of you save a few dollars. Again, I hope and pray that America figures out all these problems and we could get back to being a great country that we used to be. And we could get a strong economy again where prices are affordable, fuel is affordable, products like changing out your fuel filters and so forth are affordable. I am really hoping and praying that we get back to those days. But I gotta say, I'm not expecting it to happen anytime soon. I understand right now prices are through the roof. I see it, I feel it, I struggle with it. Again, I'm trying to figure out a way to save money myself, and I can only assume that you're trying to figure out a way to save money as well. So if you have a diesel truck and you got to change the fuel and the oil filters, I would definitely recommend checking these filters out because they're going to save you a ton of money. So that's it for today's video. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments section and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And also, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell because it definitely helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. So that's it. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you. I truly appreciate you all. And as always, see you in the next video.